Welcome back to Big Sky Country, beautiful Billings, Montana. We have a highly anticipated conference matchup today against a very good 4-1 Fresno State team, and also a recruiting visit from 4-star receiver Vince Jones out of Louisiana. Fresno State has a very good offense and defense, which may cause some problems for the Grizzlies that are still trying to find their identity on both sides of the ball. And they're led offensively by senior quarterback Derek Carr, who has talented weapons everywhere around him and who we may see in the NFL one day. They're led defensively by another senior, middle linebacker Patrick Sua. The Bulldogs will beat down a starting linebacker, but their depth should allow the impact to be minimal. They're coming off of a close loss to Bowling Green, while we're coming off of a bit of a bigger loss to now ranked number 12 Wisconsin. They do have some weaknesses offensive and defensively that we will try to exploit, and hopefully that game plan will pay off for us today. Leave a like if you think we could pull off the win here at home, and comment if you think there's no way in hell. But with that, we're underway here at Jim Sweeney Field, about the 30-yard line, and that's where Montana State will start their first drive of the game. Bryant gets the handoff off the right side, maybe a gain of 1 on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 9. McConnell's back to pass out of the shotgun, given time, throws it out to Henderson, but he can't come down with it, and that's an incompletion. 3rd and 9 now. We'll see if the Grizzlies can pick this up. McConnell drops back, throws it out to the right, and that is nearly intercepted, and that's a quick 3 and out for this Grizzlies offense. And we see Derek Carr make his way out onto the field, 357 yards last week and only 1 touchdown. He'll look to improve on those numbers today as they start out here at about their own 42-yard line. Good field position. Carr tries to throw it deep, and that is deflected. Randall Arrington making a good play on the ball, and that brings up a 2nd down. In the shotgun are the Bulldogs. Derek Carr's back to pass once again, throws it out to the right, and that is complete. Josh Harper able to get his feet down in bounds. I think he may have gotten both feet down as Fresno State is coming out in the up-tempo offense. Derek Carr takes a shotgun snap, and he is going down hard. The Grizzlies brought the blitz. Bobby Doucette makes his way into the backfield untouched, gets the sack, and that makes it a 2nd and 16 now for the Bulldogs. Derek Carr in the shotgun, Waller to the right of him, throws it out, swings it to Waller. He breaks a tackle, and he has a 1st down, breaks 2 tackles from Jarvis Murray, and forced out after a 21-yard gain. And that's a new set of downs into Grizzlies territory, starting at about the 28-yard line. Carr's back, throws it to Jensen, the tight end, and he is tackled immediately. Jarvis Murray on the tackle, and the Bulldogs are keeping with their up-tempo offense. Carr just throws this one out of bounds. Looks like he was trying to set up a screen pass, but the pressure got to him, and he makes a decision to just get rid of that one. 2nd down now, just outside of the 15. Waller takes a delay handoff. He has some blocks, and he has an open lane to the end zone. Touchdown for the Fresno State Bulldogs. As we see here, just great blocking downfield. The offensive line getting into the secondary. And the extra point is good and makes this a 7-0 game as we get a studio update. And Louisville pulls off the upset in a very close game against number 4 Notre Dame. And looks like that'll shake up the top 25. And shades of what we saw last week, as there's even more upsets. Number 19 Texas over number 10 Oklahoma, and unranked Arizona just putting number 17 ranked USC in their place, beating them 42-26. And Montana State Grizzlies were underdogs coming into this game, and they'll try and have a better outing than last week, as this one is complete to LaShawn Henderson, a 1st down, 15 yards for that McConnell to Henderson connection. And looks like they're using a little bit of hurry up of their own, as this 1st down play is given to Bryant up the middle, and he has 5 yards. 6 yards so far on the day, 2 carries, not much to show yet, as they had a 3 and out on last possession, and looks like that's not going to be the case this time, as McConnell rolls out to the right, just gets it away, chased down from behind, and that'll bring up a big 3rd down. 3rd and 5, McConnell's in the shotgun, Wes Keith to the right of him, 4 receivers out in the pattern, as this one's complete to Rushing, 15 yards to Ernie Rushing, the senior, making a good catch, and McConnell able to thread the needle on that. But Montana State is sticking with this up-tempo offense, trying to catch this Bulldogs defense off guard, as McConnell takes the option himself, and he's out for 5 yards. A good gain by Nick McConnell. 2nd and 5 now at about their own 29-yard line, it looks like. McConnell making adjustments, runs play action, scrambles to the right, and that's complete to Bradford. And he has an 8-yard pickup. Allen Bradford's first reception of the game. And they're at about the 20-yard line, just outside of the red zone, as LaShawn Henderson gets this screen pass. That wasn't really working last week, but they pick up 7 yards this time. 2nd and 3 now for the Grizzlies. Motion from Henderson off the left side, and that is just taken by McConnell. And I don't know if that was a busted play or if that was a designed quarterback draw, but either way, he's dropped in the backfield. 3rd and 4 now. McConnell throws out to the right, and that is complete in the end zone. Jared Harden touchdown for the Grizzlies. A big pass to get into the end zone. And the extra point makes it a tie ball game here in Billings, Montana, as this is a very important game for these two teams. Montana State sitting at the top of their Mountain Division, while Fresno State is at the top of the West. This is for Mountain West Conference supremacy, as Fresno State starts this drive and is given to Waller off the right side. He has a lot of room, breaks a tackle, but almost tackled immediately after that, but a 17-yard gain on the play. And they're still keeping with the up-tempo. It looks like that's going to be their offense today, as Waller takes this on the counter. And he's almost out to a first down. Another big gain for Martez Waller, 8 yards, and he has 42 on the day so far. As Carr hands it off again, and he is tackled in the backfield. Alfred Kent gets a hold of the face mask, and it looks like the tackle for loss isn't going to count, as that's an automatic first down on the penalty. Montana State's got to be a little bit smarter than that. The first down play just thrown out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Derek Carr in the backfield hands it off to Waller once again. A huge hole by his offensive lineman. 9 yards on the play, and he's just short of the first down. 3rd and 1. Grizzlies looks like they send a bit of pressure, and it doesn't matter as this offensive line holds their own, and that's a first down for Martez Waller. Derek Carr on first down drops back. Some pressure sent by the Grizzlies from the corner position, it looks like, and Derek Carr just has to throw this one away. 2nd down now, just outside of the 20. Tries to set up the screen, and Derek Carr throws it away once more. And that brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Derek Carr takes a shotgun snap, and the pressure gets to him. Ray DeLuca able to get in the backfield and bring down Derek Carr for a sack. And that is a huge play for this Grizzlies defense, confusing that offensive line with some stunts by the defensive front. Ray DeLuca able to worm his way through the offensive line and take down Derek Carr. And a 4th and 19 will bring out the field goal unit for a very long field goal. A 48-yarder to be exact, and he pushes it right. Field goal is no good. Looks like he had enough on the leg, but he just pushes it a bit too much to the right. And Montana State will start out with great field position at their own 31-yard line. McConnell play action, and the pressure gets to him. Fresno State didn't send much. They only sent 4, but it was enough to discombobulate this offensive line. As we see right there, Alex Thibodeau is just unable to contain his man, and McConnell goes down hard for the sack. 2nd and 20 now. Bryant to the left of McConnell in the formation. Motion from Henderson. And we have an option. McConnell's able to take it himself, and he has 12 yards to make this a respectable 3rd down. 12 yards on the game, but only 6 yards rushing for McConnell today after the couple sacks he's taken. Big 3rd and 8. McConnell drops back, throws it over the middle, and that is intercepted. The defensive captain sitting in the middle, Patrick Sue, is able to come down with the interception. I don't know if Nick McConnell didn't see him at all or what happened. Maybe he expected him just to sit back and was hoping to get it over him, but either way, it's a big takeaway for this Bulldogs defense as they set up a bubble screen out to Scott this time. And Damari Scott has 5 yards on the catch, his first catch of the day. And up-tempo offense by Fresno State is looking to give this Montana State defense a little bit of problems. And Carr runs it out right, and he has nowhere to go. Lewis Mitchell able to tackle in the backfield. And that brings up a big 3rd and 9 play now for this Grizzlies defense. We'll see what they call to stop the Bulldogs as they send a lot of pressure. And it's thrown out short to Josh Harper. And he stopped short of the first down. A good job by Montana State on the defensive side of the ball. And Fresno State's kicking team will come out to try and make this attempt to make up for last time. And it is right down the middle. As Fresno State goes up 10-7 with just under 8 minutes left, as we get a look at this Fresno State Bulldogs defense. Averaging 4 yards allowed and a sack and an interception on the last 2 drives for the Grizzlies. Lilly comes out now under center. Throws it over the middle to Harden, and that is complete. A big gain to the senior Jarrett Harden, 21 yards, his second catch of the day. Great job by Lilly finding the open man pretty soon and getting it to him to make a play. And we have a first down just past the midfield mark. As Lilly stays in the game, motion from Harden. And the ball's given to Bryant off to the right side, off tackle. And he has nowhere to go, only a yard gain on the play, 2nd and 9 now. Lilly in the gun, Henderson in motion. As Lilly has the option, pitches it back to Henderson, and Henderson with a great stutter step. The defender just blows by him, and he's able to pick up a first down, 12 yards on the play. First down now at about the 35-yard line for the Montana State Grizzlies. Lilly takes it himself on the option, but he has nowhere to go. Only a yard gain. The defender, great awareness by him to bring up a 2nd and 9. Lilly's back to pass, 4 sent on the rush, and he scrambles out to the right. And he has a good gain and a good stiff arm on the boundary there. 3rd and 2 now. Lilly takes the option himself. He has some blocks, a huge block from the lineman down the field. And it's a touchdown, Grizzlies. Andre Lilly, 27 yards, runs it into the end zone, and that puts Montana State up now 13-10. As we get a closer look at this play, good blocks down the field. A great job by the tackle getting out to spring him and just allow him to walk into the end zone. And the extra point makes this a 14-10 game with 6 minutes left here in the first half. And Fresno State starts at their own 25. Waller takes the handoff out of the gun, and he has 13 yards. A good game by Martez Waller. He's having a good game so far. 9 yards a carry for Martez Waller. As Derek Carr takes this option himself, and he's going nowhere. Another great job by this Montana State defense staying home. I believe that may have been Alfred Kent on the stop. And another tackle in the backfield. Alfred Kent once again. And it looks like Alfred Kent was keying on Derek Carr for those past 2 plays, and that brings up a 3rd and 11. Derek Carr trying to pull this defense off sides. 4 sent by the Grizzlies. Elliott Hardy sacks Derek Carr. Great move by Elliott Hardy on the right side. You can see just runs through that backup right tackle. The Fresno State offense is missing their starting right tackle, so they have a substitute senior in that position. And Montana State will take over at about their own 30-yard line after the punt. We get motion out of Bradford. He takes the handoff, and he has nowhere to go, dragged down from behind. And that brings up a 2nd and 10, just over 4 minutes left. Lilly setting up a screen, gets it out to Bryant. Bryant has some space on the right side. Good blocking by his lineman. And he has a first down, 12 yards reception on the play, and that's his first catch of the day. Hurry up by the Grizzlies offense now as Lilly takes this option. Tripped up from behind. Great job by Fresno State defense not letting him get into the open space, and brings up a 2nd and 7. Pressure sent from the outside. Lilly gets it off, and Henderson's able to make the catch, 11 yards, and another first down. The Grizzlies are able to drive down the field this series. Just under 3:30 left in the half. Lilly, option, pitches it out to Henderson. Henderson has a lot of space down the sideline. He's at the 20. A defender closing in, and he forces him out of bounds just outside of the 5. Great job by Lilly, able to pitch this out at the right time. You see here the corner bites on Lilly running the ball, and Henderson has no one covering, gets to the outside, and he almost makes it to the end zone. But the Grizzlies are set up now at the 7-yard line. Handoff given to Bryant, and Bryant has nowhere to go. 2nd and goal now for the Grizzlies as Wes Keith checks into the backfield, and Lilly has the option going nowhere. 4-yard loss on the play. Sean Alston for the Bulldogs able to make the stop as they send pressure from that left side. And it's 3rd and goal now. Lilly's back to pass, and he is dropped, sacked for 9 yards. And that was just poor execution by this offensive line. You can see the interior defensive line just got too much penetration. Lilly tries to throw it out, and he's unable to get it out before he takes the sack. And that brings up the field goal team, as this one is right through the middle, able to extend this lead 17-10. And Fresno State starts out now at their own 15-yard line. And that's complete to Harper over the middle. And Harper has a lot of space. A huge completion for Fresno State, 29 yards on the catch, and they're set up now their own 44-yard line. Derek Carr in the backfield, throws it out to Harper over the middle once again, and it's a great block in the middle of the field, and he can outrun everyone. Hamby can't make the tackle. A huge play for the Fresno State Bulldogs, and they even this game up 17-7 as that one block just sprung Josh Harper. And the extra point's good. 1:15 left, 2-play scoring drive, 2 big passes, both of them to Josh Harper over the middle of the field. Montana State's looking to answer that quick scoring drive as this one's thrown out to the right, nearly intercepted. LJ Jones, their impact player at corner, you're going to want to avoid him all game if you can. Lilly on 2nd down, drops back for Cent, gets it to Bradford, but Bradford can't hang on to it. And that brings up a big 3rd and 10 for this Grizzlies offense. Only 3 Cent on the rush. He throws it out quick to Bradford to the left, and Bradford pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, and he's got a 1st down. Great job by Andre Lilly finding the open man. And just under 1 minute now, Lilly drops back out of the shotgun. The offensive line just getting dominated, and this is complete to LaShawn Henderson. LaShawn Henderson finds the open space, and Andre Lilly is able to find the open man, gets it to him for another big gain for the Grizzlies. Now set them up in Bulldog territory. Motion out of rushing off the right side, screen set up. Bryant has the reception, and he is going nowhere. 1 yard loss on the play, and Montana State is forced to take a timeout. 48 seconds left now in the 1st half. Lilly trying to pull this defense off sides. And he drops, gets it out to the right, looking for rushing down the field, and that is incomplete, nearly intercepted. And a big 3rd down conversion opportunity for this offense. As the Bulldogs send pressure, and Lilly is going down, dropped for 8 yards, and that brings up a 4th down play. Looks like Patrick Sua on the blitz that time, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 19 with 10 seconds left. And there's a penalty on the offense. It looks like there's a false start, and that's going to back them up even further. And we'll see if they decide to go for it or if they're going to punt. And they just decide to punt. Maybe this will be the last play of the half. Burst takes it just outside of his 10, and he's dropped before he can get to the 25 by this Montana State special teams, and that will take us to halftime. We have a tie ball game here in Billings. Looks to be an exciting game as we're stuck here at 17 all. And the halftime stats look fairly even, although Montana State has a lot more time of possession. Fresno State has a very explosive offense, and that turnover hasn't really hurt Montana State yet, so we'll see how this 2nd half turns out. Looks like Coach Shambo is ready to get this 2nd half underway, and we are going to do just that as Reese kicks this one off to Fresno State. Dunn returns it inside the 5, changes direction a few times, and he gets out, 20-yard return, maybe out to the 25. And that's where Fresno State starts this drive at. Derek Carr in the shotgun, Waller to the right of him, making some adjustments from the line over the middle to Harper. And Harper, who had a huge 1st half, is just continuing that in the 2nd half. 118 receiving yards so far for Josh Harper. Grizzlies send some pressure. Derek Carr pump fakes, but he just throws this one out of bounds. The pressure got to him that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Carr in the shotgun once again. Murray creeping up to the line for Cent. Carr sneaks out, and Murray is able to come up and make the big hit. Looks like they had a QB spy, Murray, on Derek Carr, and it paid off as it makes it a 3rd and 8. Carr tries to scramble out to the right again, and Kent this time makes a huge hit on Derek Carr to bring up a 4th down. And Fresno State will have to punt. Fellows back to return this, takes it about the 17-yard line, tries to get out to the right side. He has a bit of space, but tripped up from behind, and we have a penalty. And it looks like that's going to be clipping on the receiving team, and that's going to back them up again, and Coach Shambo does not like that call. And they start this drive out at about their own 14, 13-yard line, it looks like. Lilly still out there under center. A lot of pressure sent by the Bulldogs defense, and it gets to Andre Lilly. Sacks him 11 yards on the play. Patrick Sua from his middle linebacker position, his second sack on the game. And they just run this one on 2nd and 21, but Jared Bryant has had no room so far this game. 3rd and 20 now, in the shadow of their own end zone at about the 3. Lilly throws it to the right to Bradford, but that's deflected. And that brings up a 4th down, and Montana State gives this one back to Fresno State. The Bulldogs start out in amazing field position about the Grizzlies 37. Carr drops back, throws it out to the right, has a man, Harper, once again, 23 yards. Josh Harper just picking up yards in huge chunks. 141 yards on the day for Josh Harper. Motion from Adams this time as Waller takes the handoff up the middle. Murray tries to bring him down, but he is dragged along for a few extra yards, and that makes it 1st and goal now for Fresno State as they are in a hurry up once again. And Derek Carr takes this one an option. He waltzes into the end zone completely untouched. Derek Carr with a great decision to keep that one himself. Fresno State jumps out to a lead here early in the second half, 24-17 now. Montana State, McConnell comes back in at quarterback for this next series. He takes the option himself, and he has a lot of space. Some good blocks on the boundary, and that run picks up 16 yards. A 1st down for Montana State, and they're going hurry up once again. McConnell, screen pass to Henderson. Henderson catches it, but he can only pick up 2. We saw them try to utilize that screen pass last week, and it wasn't really working for them. They used it twice this game and gotten positive yards. As Bryant takes a 2nd down handoff, and he only picks up 2. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Montana State has had a lot of trouble running the ball this game, aside from that big run by Henderson. And this one is complete to Rushing, and Rushing makes a great catch on the sideline. I wasn't sure if he caught that, but the replay shows he's able to catch it. McConnell putting that in the exact spot where only Rushing can get it. Gets his feet in bounds, and it's a complete pass in Bulldog territory at about the 46-yard line. McConnell hands this off to Keith, who checks in, and Keith has a 7-yard pickup. Maybe one of the biggest rushing gains from one of the running backs today, as Keith is still in. McConnell takes the option himself, tries to make a move, and it gives him just enough for a 1st down, maybe a couple extra yards, and it's 1st and 10 now. So we get a pitch out to Bryant on the option, and Bryant is able to pick up 6. Great job on McConnell, able to get that out before he takes the hit. 2nd and 4 now, inside the 30-yard line. McConnell hands it off to Bryant, and Bryant is out near a 1st down, 3rd and 1, as Wes Keith checks in. Adrian Jackson in the backfield, and Adrian Jackson gets the handoff, and he gets just enough for the 1st down. The fullback, sometimes that's what you need, as it's a new set of downs now for the Grizzlies. Let's see if they can answer that touchdown that we got from the Bulldogs last time. Keith loses yards here on 1st down and makes it 2nd and 12 now, as the offensive line has had a lot of trouble today. McConnell in the shotgun. Play action, but he is sacked again. The offensive line, Alex Thibodeau and the center just dominated by number 98. I'm not sure who that is, but he has been a huge problem for this Montana State offensive line, as looks like McConnell was shaken up, so Lilly comes in. And Lilly throws it over the middle, and it is immediately picked off. DJ Jones, the star cornerback, jumps in front of that pass, and that's a huge takeaway for the Fresno State defense. Looks like Lilly just tries to force that into double coverage, and DJ Jones is able to come away with that one easily, and that sets Fresno State up in good field position, trying to extend this lead. 1:50 left in the 3rd quarter. This one's thrown out to Marcel Jensen off the left side, and he has enough for a 1st down. But Fresno State is out about the 41 now. Up-tempo offense giving this defense some problems in the second half as Jensen is taken down immediately by Ray DeLuca. Good job by the defender to not let him get any yards after the catch. And it's 2nd and 9. Derek Carr in the shotgun. 4 sent by the Grizzlies. And this was completed out to Harper on the left side. And he has another reception, 12 yards that time. And he has over 150 on the day already. As we see, Nick McConnell may miss a little bit of time, but he should be back in this game at some point. We get motion out of the right, and Derek Carr, a huge hit from Lewis Mitchell, the senior, coming in saying, Derek Carr, you better not run that ball anymore or we're going to make you pay. Great job by Montana State defensive end staying home. And that brings up a 2nd and 14. Carr scrambles out to the right, breaks a tackle, but he can't get away from Rudy Norwood. And Rudy Norwood has his first sack of the game. Great job by that defensive pursuit, and it's 3rd and 14 now. Quickly, Carr throws it out to the right to Jensen, who able to outrun his defender, streaking down the right side as Murray and Doucette are able to force him out of bounds, but not until after a 40-yard pickup by Marcel Jensen. As this Fresno State passing attack has been very explosive. And Waller takes a handoff in the middle, a wide open lane. He is in for a touchdown. Fresno State, Martez Waller able to waltz into the end zone. And that puts the Fresno State Bulldogs up 31-17 as Montana State has just stagnated here in the second half. They've ran more plays but have about 60 yards less than Fresno State overall as they try and answer here. Just under 30 seconds left, and that one is intercepted. That is not what they needed. The first play of the drive. Nick McConnell coming in after his slight injury. And looks like Henderson just moved away. You thought McConnell was going to throw it a little bit more to the inside. And that is a huge turnover by the Grizzlies and sets Fresno State up in great field position. Waller is stopped here. Alfred Kent makes the tackle, going nowhere. And we have a 2nd and 10. Fresno State has just been on point this whole game, and that is a great stop by Bobby Doucette. Able to have good pursuit and get past the blocker to tackle Martez Waller in the backfield, just slipping past the lineman. And it brings up a big 3rd down as this one's just given up to Waller up the middle on the draw, and he's tackled short by a couple Grizzlies. Short of the 1st down, and that'll bring up a 4th and 3. Fresno State kicks the field goal, and it is right down the middle. 34-17 now as Montana State is down by 17 with 7.5 minutes left to go. They start this drive. Lilly comes out after the interception thrown by McConnell. Jared Bryant picks up 4, and that makes it a 2nd and 6. Lilly looks like he's setting up the screen, gets out to Bryant, but Bryant has nowhere to go. A lot of Bulldogs there to stop him, and that brings up another 3rd down for this Grizzlies offense. They haven't had good luck on these 3rd down, but they're at about 50% completion percentage, and this one is out to rushing on the left side. Good conversion that time, and that brings up a new set of downs. 45 yards so far for rushing on the day. Wes Keith in the backfield to the left of Lilly, and he gets the handoff, and he's going nowhere. Tackled immediately as soon as he gets the ball. Makes it a 2nd and 11. Lilly under center. Backs up, drops back, scrambles to the right. He throws, and it's intercepted. Patrick Sua with his 2nd interception of the game. And Montana State with their 4th interception of the game. Lilly his 2nd. Looks like he just couldn't get it over the linebacker. He had an open man downfield. They just didn't get enough up underneath it. And Fresno State will take over again in Grizzly territory at about their 46. Carr, when the pressure gets there, just throws it out of bounds. Great pressure by this Grizzlies defense, and it's 2nd and 10. 3 sent on the rush as this one's thrown out to the right to Josh Harper. He breaks a tackle, but it forces him out of bounds. 4 yards. And even though the clock stops, that isn't going to stop this Fresno State offense from running the up-tempo offense as this is thrown out to the right, nearly intercepted by Bradley Hamby. Great stop by Montana State, and they'll take over now at about their own 20-yard line after a touchback. Lilly's under center. Gets this off as soon as he's hit, and that's complete to LaShawn Henderson. Only 3-yard pickup on the play as this offense is not really able to spread the ball downfield. Every time they have, it's been either an interception or an incompletion. Lilly takes the second down option, pitches it back to Bryant, and he has 6 yards. Jared Bryant on the carry. Stopped just short of the first down. It's 3rd and 1. Lilly gets this out quick to Henderson, and Henderson has another first down reception. 14 yards on the play, and he has 7 on the day. 72 yards for LaShawn Henderson. Lilly with a new set of downs, changing the play a bit. Gets it out quick to Harden over the middle, and Harden is brought down immediately. 8-yard reception. 4:30 left in the fourth quarter as Montana State is forced to run the hurry up. And Lilly gets play action, scrambles out left, and he just takes this one himself. He gets the first down, tries to stiff arm, breaks through a couple tackles, and he gets 16 yards. A big gain by Andre Lilly, just doing it himself. I don't know if he doesn't trust his arm or if he's just running because he can, but this time he scrambles out to the right, runs it again, and he picks up 9. Just steps out of bounds to avoid the big hit, and it's a 2nd and 1. Lilly drops back, only 3 cents on the rush, and that is intercepted. Matthews for the Bulldogs intercepts it, and that is the 5th turnover for the Grizzlies today. All 5 of them interceptions, and they just can't get anything going with this passing game, and that's got to be frustrating. As we just run to Super Sim here at the end of the game, Vince Jones, the wide receiver that was visiting, we needed 250 yards for him to get extra points in his recruiting visit, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. As 2 minutes left, it looks like Fresno State just runs this clock down. Inside 1 minute. Inside 30 seconds. And that is the game here in Montana as Fresno State walks out with a big conference win. Patrick Sua, with his 2 sacks and 2 interceptions, earns player of the game honors, and hopefully the Grizzlies can learn from this loss and end this losing streak they find themselves in after dropping 2 heartbreaking games as they sticked with the teams through the first half but just couldn't pull it out in the second half. They just stagnate. We had similar offensive yardage. Both teams were 100% scorers in this red zone, but our 5 turnovers really killed this game for us, and I have to play better and make better decisions. But the Grizzlies are still not a very good team. They're bottom dwellers of the conference, making their debut, and this first season is going to be full of disappointments and surprises. Our quarterbacks just couldn't get anything going as they were pretty much under duress all day, what with the 5 interceptions thrown and 5 sacks given up, and our rushing game was even worse. The only person to get over 50 yards was a receiver who broke open on big option plays. I tried to incorporate those more, but the more we got behind, the less it made sense to keep running the ball. And the receivers suffered a bit from the pressure that our quarterbacks were seeing. Henderson led the team in catches and yardage, while the only touchdown was from Jarrett Harden, the tight end. We can't really throw the ball deep until we get a quarterback with a better arm or the guys on the roster mature. It's probably going to stay a problem for us, and the drops we had didn't help us very much either. Again, this week I want to point out the pancakes. Just like last week, our lines on both sides of the ball were pretty much being dominated. We got lucky with a few of our blitzes, but a lot of times that left some receivers open for those big plays they had. And speaking of big plays, we didn't have many tackles just because of the fact that the Bulldogs are so explosive on offense. We did get in the backfield a few times for tackles for loss and for sacks, but we need to be more consistent in our production. We're trying to make defensive recruiting a priority for us, which should help the defense as a whole. But this was a very rough game for me to play as I was getting very frustrated at the end after we threw our 5th interception. So that's why we super simmed the rest of the game after it was pretty much out of reach. And editing this, as I was going back, I was still getting frustrated watching some of the mistakes I was making. I was just unable to stop their offense in the second half, and the up-tempo offense they were running was giving me a lot of trouble. So after this poor defensive showing, we now have a new defensive coordinator in Zabion Carter. I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrect, but Coach Carter, he's another subscriber of the channel. In game, he's a Georgia Tech alum with an air raid offense. I gave him Washington State's offense as an ode to the late Mike Leach, and his preferred defense is a 3-4 like Georgia's. But we'll see how he handles our next game in week 9 as we have a bye after this week that our team desperately needs. And then we take on the University of New Mexico on the road. The Lobos sit at 3-3, the same record as us, and they're favored coming into this matchup. Their overall ratings are on par with us, so I'm expecting a much better game than we've played the last 2 weeks. They're missing a couple players because of injury. While we've managed to stay healthy so far this season, maybe I need to up the injury slider, but let me know in the comments if you think I need to. And the only opponent we share has been the Wyoming Cowboys, whom we beat badly and they lost to, but that was also when we had different difficulty in sliders. So I'm interested in seeing how this game goes. Judging by their team leaders, it looks to be a case of us playing ourselves, so hopefully we can come out with a win on the road. And if you made it this far in the video, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a comment and let me know how bad my play calling and execution was. And if you're interested in following the team builder, moving up the ranks of college football, how about you leave a like and subscribe while you're here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next week as we have a road challenge versus the Lobos. Goodbye, and I look forward to week 9.